Hi guys, this is Sherrick. I am walking my goat, and I just wanted to make a video encouraging you, instead of growing lawns, why don't you use that same front and backyard that you have to grow leafy greens, vegetables, fruit bushes, and dwarf fruit trees. And instead of having dogs and cats, why don't you start having animals as pets that you can actually make use of, that produce you milk, cheese, eggs, and meat. Instead of costing you money on feeding them, they eat for free by mowing your lawn for you as their diet. They save you money on gas for your lawnmower or on paying somebody to mow your lawn, and they turn your lawn into milk, meat, eggs, and cheese. And while they're mowing your lawn for you, they fertilize it with their urine and their feces, and they make that into compost, which once again can grow fruits, vegetables, leafy greens. So I encourage you, instead of having a dog or a cat, to get a goat. And instead of walking your dog, if you like walking a dog, you can walk your goat like I'm doing right now. If you don't like walking a dog, you don't have to walk your goat. You can just hammer a T-post into the ground and tie a leash like this to the T-post and then to the collar of the goat. That's what I normally do. I'm just out here interacting with the goat because it likes me, and it bothers me when I'm out checking the mail and taking out the trash and stuff. It wants my attention like a human would. So right now I'm walking it, just spending time with it because it makes it happy. But typically, yeah, I just hammer a T-post into the ground, tie the collar to the goat's neck, tie the leash to the collar, and then tie the other end of the leash to the T-post, and the goat walks itself and mows my yard and fertilizes it, preparing it for vegetables and leafy greens to grow instead of grass and weeds. So yeah, grow leafy greens, vegetables, and fruits instead of lawns, and have goats, chickens, rabbits, sheep instead of cats and dogs. And instead of costing you money to feed them, goats, for instance, eat for free. They save you money on their diet by saving you gasoline to mow your lawn, or paying somebody to mow your lawn, or labor to mow your own lawn. They do it for you as part of their diet. My goat just got spooked by a car. Instead of you having to pay to buy their food, they save you money by making your lawn into their food. They fertilize it for you, and then you can use that fertilized lawn to grow leafy greens, fruits, and vegetables. Instead of having to pay hundreds of dollars for a small bag of leafy greens at Whole Foods, you can get tons and tons and tons of leafy greens for free that you grow in your own yard off of the fertilizer that a goat produces. Because unlike a dog or a cat, goat poop, sheep poop, cow poop, chicken poop, rabbit poop is good for your food to grow in and is healthy for it. And they have dwarf cattle, by the way, that are the size of small dogs or large dogs. They have dwarf goats that are the size of cats. They have dwarf cattle that are the size of goats and dogs. So it doesn't even have to be, a size issue. If you want to get an animal like a cow or something, they have cows the size of a golden retriever. Look it up. They even have bison that are the size of, a Doberman or something like that. So yeah, get yourself some animals that eat lawn, and then instead of buying them dog food and cat food, they'll mow your lawn for you. And like I said, if you don't like walking them, you don't have to. You can just put a T-post in the ground, tie their leash and their collar to it, and let them roam freely. Just make sure that the leash isn't long enough to reach the street, and it's long enough to reach every area of your yard, and they'll just walk around and mow it for you all day long. And then you just water them. You just provide them with water, and that's it. But I mean, you have to provide a cat or a dog with water anyway, but you also have to provide them with food. A goat, you don't have to provide with food. It will mow your lawn for you as its food. So yeah, get yourself some goats, some sheep, some dwarf cattle, chickens, rabbits. Get rid of your lawn and start growing food, and then you'll get rid of your grocery bill as well with your vegetables, leafy greens, fruits, milk, egg, cheese, and yes, meat that you can produce yourself. It makes much more sense to have a goat or sheep than having a dog, because a goat has just as much personality, if not more, than a dog does. And a dog, you have to pay for expensive dog food. A goat, you just tie a leash and collar around its neck, hammer down a T-post like this one right here, tie the leash to the T-post. Right now I'm walking it, but you can tie the leash to the T-post, and the goat will literally feed itself for free while saving you the money, time, and energy of mowing your lawn or having someone mow your lawn, and saving you the gasoline of filling up your lawnmower cost, or saving you the money you have to pay somebody to mow your lawn. Your goat will literally mow your lawn for you. I have 2 acres of land, and I do not buy food for this goat at all. Most people that have goats, they'll tell you that you have to have hay or straw or something and buy food for it. That's just because people have a consumer mindset. Wild goats eat weeds and grass. Wild sheep eat leaves and grass and weeds. Wild chickens eat grass and weeds and bugs like grasshoppers and things. And wild rabbits eat grass and weeds as well. So if you have any of those animals, or a dwarf cow, you can get a dwarf cow that's the same size as a goat like this. There are literally cows that will get no bigger than a goat or a dog, and you can have that thing eating for free while mowing your lawn for you, because its food is your lawn. And while they walk along and do that, while they're mowing your grass, as they go, they'll drop little pellets. Goat poop is scentless, has no bad scent to it whatsoever. It's dry. It's little pellets, look like raisins basically. And if you break them open, it's just green powder, because they have several stomachs that digest the grass and weeds that they eat into a green powder, like a green powder you would get in a formula at, a health food center, just powderized leafy greens. That's what goat poop looks like when you break it open. So there's no smell to it. It's not wet. It doesn't stink. They just drop dry pellets all over your land, and they step on it as they go, and it crushes it into green powder that fertilizes your ground and makes even prettier, even greener grass grow. And they turn areas like this area right here used to be nothing but clay, and it's starting to sprout green all over because I roam a goat in it. So they turn clay into soil that can grow grass, and they turn soil that's already growing grass into greener, prettier grass. They keep it mowed for you. It's like a weed whacker, a brush hog, and a lawnmower all rolled into one for free. And it turns that grass and those weeds into milk, cheese, and meat. Or a chicken will turn it into eggs and meat. A rabbit will just turn it into meat. A cow, a mini dwarf cow, will turn it into milk, cheese, and meat like a goat will, just a different kind of milk. So this is what I encourage everyone to do. It makes a lot more sense than having a cat or a dog that literally perform no other function. Everything a dog does, a goat will do. A goat will chase off predators. A goat will alert you when people get onto your property. A goat, I know they don't look like it when you look at them, but I've had my neighbor's dogs will come onto my land thinking my goat is weak and try to attack it, 2 or 3 dogs at a time, and it will arch up on its back legs, lift its head forward, and just like a ram, will ram its head into those dogs and knock them right on their butts. So a goat is not a sissy. Like, a goat will chase off somebody that gets onto your property just better than a dog might. It just, instead of using its teeth, it uses its little horns that if you let them get big, they'll get big. But mine has little horns. I don't want it to get big. But yeah, they'll arch up and chase off somebody or something that's on your property that's not supposed to be there, just like a dog will. They'll do everything positive a dog would do, except unlike a dog whose feces is bad to have in a garden, a goat's, not feces. Yeah, unlike a dog's feces that's bad for your garden, a goat's feces, a goat's poop is good for a garden, because animals that are carnivorous, that eat meat, like cats and dogs, their poop is not good for a garden. It's the same reason you're not supposed to use human poop in a garden if a human's not a vegan, because they eat meat, and that causes their poop to be problematic to be growing on vegetables without getting you sick. But herbivore animals like a goat or a cow or a rabbit or even chickens that eat mostly plants, and the little bit of meat they do eat, in nature anyways, depends on what you feed your chicken, but in nature, the only meat they'll eat is grasshopper and worms and things, if you even count that as meat. But it doesn't create a problem with their poop like eating, real meat does. So yeah, a goat can do everything positive for your life and for your yard that a dog can do. Ward off predators, ward off people that aren't supposed to be there. But instead of having to buy it food, its food is free. Instead of having to pay for gas to mow your lawn and your own effort and time to mow your lawn, or to pay somebody else to do it for you, this will mow your lawn for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, day and night. You just hammer a T-post into different spots in your yard. Give this goat a little slack so that its collar and its leash can reach all the areas you want it to mow, and it will mow for you for free, and it will turn that grass and those weeds into milk, cheese, and meat for you. So get a goat. Get a dwarf cow the size of a goat. This is not a dwarf goat. This is a regular goat. This is the size that a dwarf cow would get. But as far as goats go, this is pretty large. You could get a dwarf goat, though, that are the size of a cat. There are dwarf goats that don't get any bigger than a cat or a small dog like a Pomeranian or something. Just teeny tiny little goats that don't get any bigger than that. And they will mow your yard for you. And then they will make milk and cheese and meat for you out of your grass. So I recommend that you do that. See, he hears a car coming and he's looking. See? They don't like people coming onto their property or coming near it. He's watching and making sure that truck leaves. And he's mowing the yard for me, and he's fertilizing it for me. I keep saying he, but it's a she. Her name is Patsy. She's fertilizing, mowing, guarding, and protecting the land, and making it more fertile for vegetables and fruits and leafy greens to grow on for my food. And eventually, I can make her food if I want to. I'm mostly vegan, so, but if I wanted to, I could make meat out of her. Or if I wanted to, I could let her live out her natural lifespan and just use her milk to make milk and cheese and yogurt and things like that with. So, just an idea. Grow leafy greens, vegetables, and fruits and nuts and seeds instead of lawns and grass. And the grass that you do grow, instead of paying to mow it, instead of wasting your time and energy and money mowing it, let an herbivore animal that you make into a pet do it for you. It's smart. See, this is what I mean when I say attach a leash to a collar and then attach it to a T-post. See, I drove a T-post into the ground right there, tied the leash to the T-post, tied the other end of the leash to the collar. This is just a dog collar from PetSmart. That's just a dog steel rope leash covered in rubber from PetSmart. It's just a regular dog collar and a regular heavy-duty large dog leash tied to a T-post fencing that I hammered into the ground, and the goat will literally just roam around and eat. Now, as you can see in this area that I have it in right now, it's already mowed this all down low, so I'm going to move the T-post. So you got to move it every once in a while, or give it enough slack that it covers your whole yard. That's its water bucket. I'm about to give it some water in a second. But yeah, and like I was saying before, they'll drop droppings all over that look like this. They're just like really large raisin looking things, and they're not moist, they're dry, they don't have a smell, and if you break them open, they're just green powder inside of them. I don't know if you can see that, but let me see if I can help you see that. It's just hard, dark black pellets that have green inside of them, that if you break it open, see, break it open, you can see the green inside of them, and that's just really, really good nitrogen rich fertilizer for your garden, or for your lawn if you don't want to grow a garden. See, just green powder, nitrogen rich fertilizer for your garden or for your lawn for free. So instead of this, it takes a lot of gas, takes a lot of time. Try to transition to this. No gas, no time. Don't have to feed it. Just got to give it water every once in a while. As you can see, she's letting me know she wants me to give her some water. Look at that. That's how she tells me she wants water. See, people think that goats aren't as smart as dogs and cats, but they're smarter. I mean, they're just as smarter. That goat will pick up that bucket by the handle and bring it to me when it wants water. So, get a free lawnmower. Don't have to pay for food for it like you do with a dog or a cat. It gives you milk, cheese, and yogurt for free. And it gives you meat for free if you want. Goat meat is delicious, by the way. You know, if you're a vegan, don't eat it. If you're a vegetarian, don't eat the meat, but eat the milk and cheese. And the yogurt, if you're a vegan, don't eat the milk, cheese, or yogurt, or any of that. But still, why waste money on gasoline for one of these or for paying somebody to mow your lawn for you when this critter right here will do it for you? And it's happy to do so. And it'll fertilize your lawn, fertilize your garden, just all around improve your life. Get her some water real quick. She's been a good sport for the video. Now she's thirsty. She's ringing her bell to let me know she wants some water. She'll literally pick up the bucket, or she'll ring a bell to let me know she wants water. See, I'm a prepper, so I think about stuff like this in case there was ever an EMP or something like that where electronics didn't work and where you don't have access to gasoline and things like that. But you don't have to be a weirdo like me to think about stuff like that. You can just be practical and say, hey, instead of paying a grocery bill, instead of paying for gasoline for a lawnmower, instead of paying somebody to mow my lawn for me, instead of wasting hours or 30 minutes or whatever, depending on the size of your lawn, mowing, why don't I figure out an animal that does that for fun, that eats grass and weeds, and that all I have to give it is some water every once in a while, and it's happy? Why don't I let it do that work for me? See, she knows her water's coming. What could be better than a pet that all you got to provide is water, and it mows your lawn for you, does your weed whacking for you, does your brush hogging for you, fertilizes your garden for you, fertilizes your lawn for you, and helps you to grow fruits and vegetables and leafy greens, replace your grocery bill, and also can produce meat, milk, eggs, and cheese, and yogurt for you. Not a whole lot can be better than that. Use your brains, people. Just some word of advice from Sherrick Official.